Avangar-MAP-2 of the grand finals here at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. Jason, how do you feel about this upcoming game? It's going to be wild and dusty. Surely we could see Avangar do better.
You need Sanji to come alive the way he started out on Inferno. You need James to be really impactful. I'm just so worried that Astralis again is going to be a step ahead, and that is an unbelievable shot to start this pistol round. James already pretty much out of the fight.
Just as a reminder, isn't it? I mean, maybe good to have an early one in the game. Any little inch that you give, they might just take it all. Dupree falling back from the middle. That smoke is effective, and that's why you throw it at that box there, to make sure no one can see what you're really doing up towards the catwalk part and the A-bomb side. But now they're out in the middle, and they're actually quite deep into the middle with a couple of flashbangs. There's the smoke for CT spawn. They're still thinking about it. I think they're faking this, and then they're going to probably try and crunch the A-bomb side, because look at over at long where Sanji is. Are they going to be successful? Device still waiting with the USP, looking to click. He's taking down one, back around the box. He's still got a couple of bullets left. Remember, we know he doesn't use many. There's one more kill, and the last one, he's finally going to have a chance to reload, and no! He does get the last one, a quick triple, and that will absolutely do it. James low from T-spawn because Glaive took him down to 13.
I love the Device's just styling on this team at the moment. He is like actually going for almost cinematic plays. James trying to find anything. You can see Dupree not giving the chance for a headshot, just letting him know he's there, freezing him in place, and at some point James has to commit, and that's where Device falls him. A headshot again, overkill, and 4 frags for Device to start Dust 2.
It does almost look like he's going for the cinematic version of it. Could have probably reloaded in the middle of that.
Could have committed to a fight, waiting for the flashbang. It's everything he did in this round was just absolutely perfect.
Got 2 bullets left, and the last one is the one that he does it with. A single click to take James away. Well, in case you had forgot what things were like on Inferno, then, you know, we're right back into it.
Yeah, that reminds you real quick. In case Avangar was getting cheeky, thinking that they'd have a chance here. Astralis trying to quickly shut that down, and that's the thing, if Astralis goes on another big win, it is like the psychological warfare, like, guys, stop trying, like, you can't handle us at the moment. Through the smoke, Glaive and Adren facing off, yet to see each other.
I mean, that's a hard feeling to shake, right? When once it's in your mind that they're just so good.
Yeah, once it creeps in, it takes a hold, and it is not an easy thing to get rid of.
And in some ways, that feeling is actually responsible for a lot of what's happening inside of a Counter-Strike game. It's not that Avangar aren't mechanically good enough to be able to win some of these fights, but it all snaps up all the time, and you just feel like it's too much. Sanji with a nice headshot, and the bomb has gone down, but a flank coming in from Dupree, and they have no ground with which to stand on. They're just completely out in the open, and you see the result right there. Astralis picking up a quick second round, but they get a kill on the bomb plant, and it could have been 2 more kills. Something could have been even better there for Avangar for sure.
Just a little. I think this map can swiftly run out of control. If you remember when this team played Liquid on this map, in this very stage, just a few days back, a lot of flanks, pushing into Upper Dark, pushing through Long A. Even when you know, advantages were found by the attacking side, I mean, the flank just always came back and evened things up, and you have to imagine they're going to be looking for those plays this time as well. 2-0, and the weapons come out in the 3rd round for Avangar. James has his AWP and some armor. There was a lot of discussion on the desk on the various ways that Astralis just shuts down opposing offers. And James, I think, got a taste of all of them on Inferno. This time, no one from the defense challenges. They're fine letting them have control of this. Or are they?
A bit of a later retake, it feels like. So that means they're definitely going to check this corner. Gotta give it to James. I mean, really, they don't have a great first map, and already just out. He's standing on top of the flames, and there's no backup there. That might have been the real issue. He goes down. A refrag, a sip is taken out, but still might not have been worth it.
It's a lot of utility used by the defense. Look at the players that actually take long. Glaive has nothing. Device has 1 smoke. All to get that opening kill. Now, they did do massive damage onto Sanji, and they've regained control of Long A, which is quite nice to have, especially because Device with the op can play supportive between the bomb site and the pit. It looks like he'll actually have a role to play in the end of this round as Buster and Adren go towards Catwalk, Kickert and Sanji for long. They're going to attempt to split this A-bomb site. And a lot of it depends on how impactful these two players coming out of double doors can be.
Well, if either one goes down, you have to assume the next guy will fall not that long after, because they're sort of depending on either one holding an angle each. 30 seconds now. And they started to make it. Avangar. Oh, that's perfect timing. Sanji, and you could see immediately Glaive has to fall out of long. He's looking for that headshot, but Adren will take him down. And this is beautiful. Immediate save call for Astralis.
I'm amazed that just happened. I mean, great shots from Avangar. Fair play, at least on Glaive. Device just went down for free. That's a rare mistake. You're not going to get many of those out of Astralis. I have no idea why they decided to call for that rotation. They were set up perfectly. You can play retake on that A-bomb site, especially with a 4-on-4. You have Device with the op. Glaive just needs to hold pit, and you can manage that scenario. The fact that they swap out and Device doesn't actually look towards long is just exposing yourself for, you know, the exact thing that happened.
Very rare mistake out of Astralis. So whenever you get one of those, if you're playing them, you've got to take full advantage.
You have to build on it. Look at this money that Astralis has. It's not a whole lot. $0 on Dupree, who's already got an SMG. This next round is a chance for Avangar to go out on an early lead on Dust 2, and that would be spectacular. That could get everyone going. It would be so cool to be able to see if Avangar can play with a lead. If they can build some momentum, if they can go on a run, if once they get that lead, we see that confidence come back.
I mean, this should be a very different style map for them in a bunch of different ways. The aim has really looked good on them. Jame with that AWP, just any kind of thing like that to fly off early on. But again, this is one of those potential heartbreak moments that we've already seen many times where you sort of have them almost broken, right? Bending about as far as they can in terms of the money, but if they win this round, then it's that you'll be the ones left with a weird feeling.
Good damage onto Dupree. 41 health.
Who's expecting some kind of a B-split here? That's why Magisk is in that position. They're kind of meant to counter the smokes that go in there.
Look over the smokes and you can see Glaive as well long behind the double doors, and that can also turn into a very fast flank if there's any kind of mid to B split or heavy catwalk play. Doubled up in Goose is the rest of the A defenders.
That in itself is a very cool trick, because if you take out, well, they're going to sort of abandon it now, but if you take out one person in that position and you go to plant the bomb and you don't check for the second guy, and I mean, especially if there's low time, that'll be really rough. They're back into it again. If you look at the timer right now, that's the thing you should be worried about. If it goes below 20 seconds and they're still in that double position and Avangar go to plant on the default plant now,
they're in trouble.
That's going to be trouble.
Well, Adren also just used a smoke. Panic used it onto the Molotov. Didn't want to get forced into the open of any kind of aggressive play from the defense here, so that's one smoke they won't have for this take. Here come the two, so they can cross over to the corner. Molotov out. That's going to slow things down even further, and Device is going to commit to that next battle.
He needs to be a little bit aggressive so that he lets himself die before they actually check the corner. Adren's gonna go and look for it down. They're both weirdly hiding inside of the smoke. And there's Device. One good kill, but are they gonna misread this? 12 seconds left. Sip lining himself up in the corner, and that's the trap. They're climbing all along, and now they're almost out of time. 5 seconds. They go for the bomb plan. Magisk coming up with a kill. The bomb will go down in the last possible second as Magisk picks up a double, and he's not defusing yet. Instead, putting up a bit of a smoke kicker. He's got the right idea and lines it up for a headshot right through the smoke. Magisk is gone, and now Glaive on the other side. Kicker, you have to win this. No, but he can't. Glaive will take him down, and they will have enough time for the defuse. Oh, I mean, again, you see, it takes everything. And Astralis, they had that read, 30 seconds in advance.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. I was actually surprised as well. Device took a long time to commit to those fight, but it does work perfectly. Now, if you're Avangar, you're not out of it just yet, and I imagine this is going to be their timeout. You still have some fight. The plant is going to help with an extra $800. Not everyone is flush with cash, but you have to know. You lose a round where Astralis only survives with one player. Economy is still going to be on the ropes for that defense. You have to buy into this. This is your best chance to get a good start into this second map to stay alive in the major. It's actually an Astralis timeout.
A chance for Sonic the coach behind them to have a say and calm everybody down.
I mean, all things considered, despite how good Astralis, the decisions they made, how well that was played, I mean, there was still a moment there where Avangar had the player lead, had an advantage down the stretch of this situation.
Yeah. Oh, like it was so close. James nearly getting the shot through and tagging somebody. Won't get the kill through those doors unless it's a headshot, but oh, look at they might push up a dark.
Yeah.
And Sanji actually, he doesn't have the creek, otherwise this would be such an amazing fight. AK long range against the Orc, but he comes out heavily on top, and this is very good for Sanji. Heads up for him to check it and be aware of it. And Astralis kind of just being called out on this.
Yeah,
again, you don't see that all the time.
I don't know if Astralis maybe misread the situation of the money and maybe thought that Avangar might be saving, but they still have, oh my god, they brought Zipnix over as well, so 3 players aggressive total. Magisk is already down, but this 2-man setup, Zipnix can bait them right into Dupree's waiting arms. It's about to be a massacre in these B halls.
They're not going to be expecting 3 people here, surely. Dupree goes down, that's pretty big, but there's the following setup. A Zip will take down 2. And that's a 3-on-3 with 48 seconds on the clock. Now they're bringing James back, Buster over at long, but look at Glaive. He's tired of waiting, and this is one of the features of Dust 2. This is actually a very tricky part of the map, which is you can really lose track of those CTs. A huge opening gap, he turns around, James might be able to shoot him in the back. No, he's run the other way. 2 more steps in that direction and he would have had it. Now Buster is out long, but that is a bit of a distraction. Is that going to cause Sip to move out of position? Buster going down and Sip now slowly falling back, but no, he thinks better of it. He's back in position. He's already got the double. Now they almost line up for him again. There's the triple, and now only 10 seconds left. Zip is doing everything right. Finally the kill happens, but he can't fake the bomb. He can't get off it. Device is going to be coming in from upper dark, and the round is done. He could never planted the bomb there. Device gets a double, and Astralis will pick it up. I don't know how to explain how close these rounds are.
Yeah, so I mean that one obviously is super close. It's the tough part of being so split. That player at long really has nothing to do. I mean, he's got no utility. He's just trying to walk around a smoke alone against Device. That was the hard part, and I mean, Astralis, just the call, and that's, I mentioned it just a few rounds ago, those flanks that are going to come in. Glaive's so good at reading teams, so good at preparing for opponents, that he knows where he can find those openings. We've seen him in interviews say he's looking for certain nade stacks, certain nades to be thrown, and that's what he knows what's coming next, and how he knows to position himself. And obviously the tough part is if that's going to be the fake, there's not enough strength behind it.
I would love a replay of how close it is for James to be shooting Glaive in the back over at long.
He would have got it if he went that direction.
He would have got it. He was moving in that direction from basically from T-spawn. I think he was just a couple of steps off.
Still the money is low and Avangar knows it. And they're trying desperately to win this economic tug of war. Round 6, 4 players coming through these B halls, and it's Major-2019. Oh, the nade timing might be a disaster. He's got to sit back into the side. Device bails him out, keeping space, picking up the first few players, and this is beautiful. The defense has recovered, and there's still pressure being applied by Avangar. Astralis is just so dominant.
If you get stopped right at the lip of that, hold on. Okay, that's
exactly what they did. And they just got wrecked.
She'd been waiting all along for that.
I know, she was waiting for the B-rush.
And that was advanced level memeing, wasn't it? She's I don't know. She's got a degree in memeology or something like that. It's impressive. If you get stopped at the lip of that B bomb site and there are people peeking in through the door, there's one on the bomb site, there's one in the window, you have no idea where to look. And that's what happened to Avangar. They were just all sort of waiting there, and every time it was a new position. Magisk on the bomb site, then Device through the door, then Sip through the door, it just gets worse and worse. That's, once again, heartbreaking.
I think his Device with the first kill was the big one. To give Majors the time to find safety.
Yeah.
Now Avangar slowing things down, and they don't have a lot of utility. One Molotov, one valuable Molotov used just now. 2 flashbangs, 2 smokes, and 1 more Molotov for this entire round. So Avangar, perhaps to their strength, they're going to have to win some aim duels. The tough part is taking like an aim fight against someone like Dupree and Device with these ops. They're so effective. It almost feels like suicide, and Zipnik's now going to get into a new position. And this one, we've seen it so many times in this tournament. It can gather so much information based off noise. Flashbang perhaps to force Device off the angle. It doesn't work, so James is just going to lose. And now Zipnik's again pushing forward, finding the gap, and acquiring more intel for his team to use.
I bet if you went and look at how close that grenade was to flashing Device, you'd be sad inside. Because it did bounce into the lane. It was off by not that much. Now Glaive, again, we talked about this, just losing track. You're in the middle of rotating. Now Zip taking down Buster, and Device up here at the ramp does finally get shut down, but only 15 seconds left. And it's a 2-1 for a bomb plant. I mean, it's going to help you a little bit. Zip not willing to jump for it. Instead, just trying to play this one safe, and that'll shut it all down. 6-1. Oh, sorry, 7-1 it will be. No, they didn't even get a bomb plant down.
No, the nade came in and stopped it. So, yeah.
Wow,
Astralis,
so 6-1, but
it's just entirely crippling Avangar. But that's the thing. That op spot that Device is playing in, that's a very common defensive position these days. You need to have a flashbang. You need to have a protocol to force him off. And I think James is finally getting that lesson. I think it was Sean mentioned it on the desk. James in this event has been very good and very willing to just straight up take fights against Device with an AWP. You're not going to win a whole lot of fights just dry peeking into a Device who's holding an angle with an op.
No.
And he's learning that lesson the hard way.
Device is such a strange character when it comes to the AWP as well, because we've never really thought of him as like a main AWPer on the same level as has been on some of the other top teams, but oh, what a flick from Dupree. That's so quick, taking down a Dren. But think about how Device in the past has out-AWPed people like Fallen even, who perhaps had a more permanent role as AWPing, so it's like he can do it in certain circumstances, and maybe that's some of what James is feeling right now. It's like
the utility is just so brutal. It's just a constant stream of grenades. Zip is going to get into position. Magus rotating over as well. Another nade coming in. More nade damage dished out. And now Zipnik's spraying him through the smoke. It's just unfair. You are watching Astralis create a frag movie in front of your very eyes.
Oh, the truly jarring juxtaposition between those two teams. You see Astralis just sort of casually laughing and having a good time, and then on the other side, Avangar stone faces as they are just reliving the absolute beating that they took on Inferno. 16-60 ending scoreline there, and it was a very similar opening here. Now 7-1 on Dust 2. It's Avangar's map pick, and again, in a very similar fashion, they have had a bunch of close rounds. Ooh. That's so good, isn't it?
It's a thing of beauty. So is that. Just a follow-up HE grenade.
I don't know. Again, where are the huge openings?
Avangar this time in the map has, between all 5 players, they have 0 utility damage. They have not dished out a single point of damage from HE grenades, from Molotovs.
Yeah, Astralis,
yeah, they are just absolutely crushing him in that factor. Oh, that's so brutal. Glaive out towards long, and the A defense is very strong. Even Dupree leaning in that direction with his position in CT spawn. He's got the op, and he's going to keep creeping into a deeper angle towards double doors. And he wants the peek, and he's going to find it. Kicker is going to go down, just holding with an AK-47, and Dupree is so quick. And I don't think Avangar knows what to do. They're still spread across the map.
And I believe the desk for the first map even introduced this as sort of one thing where it's like, oh, Dupree hasn't been playing the best tournament yet. So how much must it suck for Avangar? Now in the second map of the Grand Final, it's like, now, well, here we go. Dupree back in action with the AWP. This is once again outrageous. 4-on-5 here in the 9th round. They're going to try and see if they can sandwich the A-bombs. That's kind of worked before for them. They need to win one of these fights, either at the site or at long, and then they can open it up. 38 seconds as they do start to make their way up catwalk, making a bit of noise to try and distract, and a beautiful opening. Sanji taking the head clean off of Glaive, and now Sip moving a bit closer. He knows he has to win this fight. He's all in on this one. He doesn't get the kill, and Sanji instead with a double opening, and Magus, he's in position but already tagged up, and Adren pre-firing the angle. This is a great execute for Avangar, turning around Adren, a big double, and now Dupree. 1 versus 2. Actually 1 versus 3, but he already got the kill. I don't know yet. Probably not worth it.
I say go for it. You've seen everyone else on your team make a frag highlight. You might as well just go for the 1-on-2. Get yourself one. But he'll play it conservative.
I mean, he would have had the money to go, but...
I was going to say, he's got 9,000 in the bank. No one else on the team is desperate. But you can't fault him for that. It's going to be 7-2, so Avangar get their second round, and both times they've won. Both rounds they've won in this map have been with that 2-2 split. 2 out long, 2 out catwalk.
Oh, he just finds him. Adren was waiting for him in middle.
This is the other thing. I want him to go for it because I think it'd be cool. He wants to save his weapon and be smart about the situation in these grand finals, but he's also taking an extra gun away.
Yeah, so
still just keeping Avangar as close to the edge as humanly possible, even in defeat.
Yeah, that's something, you know, almost disgustingly robotic about Astralis in that sense. It's like, oh, we lost the round, but what's the most effective play now? You're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we can still take one more gun away. That'll have an impact later on.
Very well could be in this next round. Nice 4-on-5 won by Avangar. Again, beautiful shots from Sanji as well. He was perhaps the one shining light for them on Inferno.
Yeah. In
the early stages. I think he had like 7 or 8 kills with the SMG in the first 5 or 6 rounds. Oh, this is fast-paced. Adren trying to get out. He was stopped by the nades. He's still going to win the battle. And the defense has to back away. Device has sunk back to car. Zipnik's retreated entirely over to catwalk, where he has the AWP to contend with, and actually, Jay might be able to get the angle.
I'm glad Device fell back from that position. I was not a big fan of that at all. I think that's scary. Now, they actually are in trouble. Look at the speed behind Avangar. Normally, people wait a little bit here, but they've already thrown one of the smokes. They're lacking a smoke, so there's a huge gap here for Sip to wait. And finally, they're going to put up the second one, flashing their way through. And Sip, can anyone get him in through this? Is there a flashbang coming from a teammate? They could certainly think about it. There it is, charging through. Device to set up the flashbang. And Sip will get a kill before he goes down. 4-on-3 still with a bomb plant.
And Avangar can't lose this. 4-on-3. 2 ops as well for the retake, so Astralis, if Magus goes down, they're going to call for the save on that AWP, and they might even just do it anyways.
Yeah. Maybe hoping that if the grenade takes someone down, then there's an opening.
Yeah, maybe a chance there.
Great for Avangar. This is such a difference.
And Dupree sticking around again, much like the last round. Even in defeat, can you take any weapons away? Because the money for Avangar is still not great.
And he's aiming for somebody to jump. He's ready in case somebody tries to make the jump to go past. And he's absolutely got it. Kicker immediately out. I mean, it's this time not as impactful. Still great for Avangar. Finding a third round. That is big. 7-3. Signs of life.
The problem is, because of the way Astralis is playing this with these early save calls and not actually losing all their weapons, is they're not actually getting close to being reset with the money the way it is.
No.
As this losing bonus builds up, they're still only rebuying like maybe 2 weapons, some utility, so they're not actually losing a whole lot of cash. But they can just keep doing that and rinse and repeat until Avangar wipes them off the map. Timeout called from Astralis. They don't want to let this lead slip away.
Even the timeout is that's a decent way to, you know, not to sort of stop the momentum, right? Because obviously if you're winning, you win sort of back-to-back rounds, you kind of wish the game would be even quicker, right? You're like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now we've got some sort of formula that's working, so now you have to take a break here. And another thing is, when that A attack is working and Astralis take a timeout, you might be thinking, well, what if they're now defending differently? Like, is this the time where we switch it up? You could be mind gaming yourself even to some extent in some of these timeouts. Dupree, he has got momentarily Kickard locked in the corner there.
He doesn't know. He has no idea. That could be so dangerous. He didn't actually spot it. He got there pretty quick, but Kickard was obviously faster. And it almost seems like Avangar wants to probe for a mid to B split. They haven't really run one yet, and it seems like Astralis is waiting for it.
Yeah.
Zipnik's and Magus in CG spawn. Dupree peering into the upper tunnels, deep into it with the op.
They're waiting for it in a huge way. Glaive over and long, winning the fight against Sanji. Device falls off the ledge. I'm not sure if he might have even wanted to stick around for a little bit. I'm not sure if that was completely intentional. The Molotov, I think, would have probably, spread onto his initial position. But if you can walk back and let them walk into it, that's not a bad way to deal with that. Bomb being picked up. That smoke right there that's been put up at the ledge could mean any number of things.
Glaive still holding in pit. That's a big win for Magisk. No one to trade. No one else even came out mid with the Dren. He just went and found the duel. Zipnik's rotating over. And I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for Avangar. It seems like they're not. They put Jame in the middle of the map to try and cut off rotations. He's done just that. But oh my god, that hops around. He somehow survived. And a big win for Kicker with the bomb. Now sinking back. But even if they go towards this site, Dupree is still here with the op. The smoke is going to help only so much. And Glaive on a big flank again.
Waiting back here, the Molotov is out. Dupree taking a lot of damage, but still taking Kicker with him and almost finishing the round there. 9 seconds. I don't think Buster can do anything. He can't really get the bomb down as long as Dupree's there. He gets the kill, but the Device drops him. And there was no time anyway. Another round on the board for Astralis. I don't know if it's reasonable to assume that Avangar has seen this yet, but there's been a number of rounds now where Astralis have had people on those boxes in the CT spawn, and they just threw that smoke on the catwalk ledge. Now, if you throw that, you can actually jump people from catwalk into CT spawn behind and go for one of those B-splits, and I don't know, if you know that someone's there, that's a play that might be worth going for. It's obviously high risk, but
they simply might not have it in their playbook. I mean, it is something you can kind of improvise, right?
Yeah, I would love to see that kind of a play. Also because they have, to some extent, they've been getting catwalk, right?
Yeah.
So if they can push them back catwalk, set up that smoke, have a couple of people waiting out in the middle.
Old school Dust 2, baby. Yeah, give it a round of applause. It's a beautiful thing.
All of the memories.
A lot of nostalgia in the 20-year-old game that we all love. Jame gonna miss a shot in middle and still a double op setup. And that flashbang from Zip that we just saw, that might be setting up for a mid-peak later on in the half. He might just be throwing that now to get Avangar used to the idea, and now aggression in Upper Dark. Dupree leading the way with the AWP. This is a tough angle to deal with, though, but it's just a MAC-10. Dupree's gonna find the shoulder peak, and now it's the M4. Sanju is committed, and it's also a mid to be split, but there's 3 defenders here. I don't know how you get past this. Now that all the utility is being put up, Avangar's actually trapped. A rock in a hard place, I think is the phrase, because they have nowhere to go. They have to back off and go back into the double doors just to get out of danger.
Yeah, look at where Device is. He's actually maybe even over-rotated. He just had a position in T-spawn where he could see everything. Have they mind-gamed themselves?
They might have. They might have with that flank from Device. That might be too much because now Catwalk is the point of danger and Glaive is the only one at the A-bomb site. Buster now is not an attacker. He's there to cut rotations. He is lurking and he's going to find a lot of damage on a Magisk. What a weird round we found ourselves in.
Glaive, the damage spreads. There are some weird mistakes in this round for Astralis that we're not used to seeing at all. Glaive is the only one that can really ruin this round right now, I think, and Jay, nice shot to take him down. Device on the flank, and somehow Sip getting a kill on Buster over on the other side. A headshot immediately. Now Dren on this box. Kicker almost burning alive to a Molotov there, and Sip not missing a beat. Gonna be taking down a Dren. Kicker now in a 1 versus 3. Out on long. And again, he's gonna get shot in the side 1 more second from now. Dupree's gonna be walking in, and that's the round. Astralis picking up 9.
I can't believe Astralis recovered that. Device, he really hustled through lower B to get to Catwalk for that flank. That might have been the big one. Obviously, the Molotov into the site to force Kicker into the open.
Yeah.
What a weird round with how that played out. And I was actually very impressed that Avangar actually found a way out of that trap, because they were screwed if they stayed in middle.
Man. I don't think I've ever seen a round play out like that, where you have such a strong rotation towards B that you actually end up locking the CT side into the B-bomb side, and then you end up going A. Battle for long again, more counter flashes coming out, and Magisk gets caught inside while the rest of the team is retreating. Dren nearly could have found that kill, but they have the lead now, Avangar, and this is where you need, again, to build. Find a way to turn this man advantage into a victory.
Glaive, that ticket players might let a Dread know he's coming, and I think it did. He was ready, zipped down low, but he has the trade that he needed. Dupree's been pulled out of the B bomb site to rotate over to the other side of the map, but he might want to get his position in the site back. With an op, they're going to be heading right at him, and he will have no support. Again, Dupree's going to have to deliver, and in this position in the window, it is so difficult to re-peek. One smoke in, thinking that'll stop them. It's not going to, and I think we're going to get another save out of Astralis. I think once you realize they've taken the B bomb site here, you just call it all off.
Yeah, the money isn't really that great either, so does not feel like it's worth it. Grenade will do a tiny bit, but you are exactly right. They'll back it on out, and Avangar will pick up a 4th round.
That's it. I think that play might actually work if you're Astralis, if that smoke comes out before they're that progressed into the B halls. If you get it in maybe like 2 seconds when they're not already at the point the smoke plumes,
yes,
then maybe they're you know, they kind of second guess themselves.
Yeah, because if you do that, you actually feel like, oh, they've read that we're coming, so they put it up. If you're standing on top of it, you're like, well,
it's more like it just simulates the fact that you have a defense there, right? He wanted to rotate towards mid, so maybe he could peek up mid, find a pick, or get information. It doesn't pan out in that fashion.
Once again, Astralis sort of losing a round, saving 3 rifles.
Oh dear, what's
going on here? This guy's got the meme videos going on. Oh,
it looks
is that a metaphor?
I was gonna say it looks like a Avangar's Inferno.
So good is it? 9-4, ladies and gentlemen. And round number 14.
You have to like the way. I mean, there's been a lot more mistakes from Astralis in this map than I've seen throughout the playoff stage. But you still have to be very impressed with Avangar bouncing back after that disastrous first map. Device spots the jump, eats the flashbang, and backs away. Here comes the utility usage though. Oh, they're just going to carpet bomb Catwalk.
It's one good grenade. Sip waiting a little bit. They're jumping down through the smoke to run towards the bomb site. Dupree is there, and Sip shooting in the back, taking down Kickert. A 5-on-3. Buster, he can't really see. He knows he's down there somewhere, but unable to find him. And Dupree happy to fall back. And actually, Sanji very aggressive to find that kill. That actually might be worth it. I was gonna say normally that's a huge risk to take, but you maybe have to do that right now. If you want to take down Astralis, maybe some of these risks are necessary. They've got no more grenades left on the Avangar side, and holding on to dear life on this bomb site. 3 versus 4, and the Danes have all of the grenades, and they're going to try and see if they can take this round back and get to 10 in the first half. Sanji waiting up here. First victim in front. That flashbang doesn't really do that much. Dupree trying to set up another one, and Sip goes down. Glaive with 1 frag, and the turnaround. This device will take down Sanji, and they are on the bomb immediately. It's close, but not close enough for Avangar. 10-4.
That is such a beautifully set up retake from Astralis. They controlled everything, even without actually being in the site. Glaive had control of Long. They had Magisk on top of the Xbox controlling Catwalk. They had everything set up so that Avangar could not escape the site. When the retake eventually does start, everyone from Astralis knows exactly where Avangar can actually be. And if you can't get out of that bomb site in a post plan on the T side, you're screwed, especially with the man disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a hollow victory when you get in there and you're like, yeah, we got the bomb site, the bomb is down, but we're not holding Long, we're not holding Catwalk, and now we're just actually in a permanent crossfire. Kickert gets the kill, but Device is quick to return. Sanji wanted to make his way around the corner, so a 1-for-1 trade.
And look again from the rotation. Device knows there was one more at Catwalk. He knows there's a lot of presence at Long. He cannot hold on to the A site, so rotates towards mid, and they might throw a few more bodies at retaking middle, because they're about to lose this A bomb site. There's 1 smoke on Buster, not enough for the cross, so it's going to have to be improvised. It might be a fighting cross, and Dupree's got an AWP.
But Device just heard James running back. He's now sneaking in over at Long.
No one's watching it.
And James just came from them, and now he's thinking about it. He's looking for it. Paranoid, but you know, someone is out to get him, so...
Someone needs to get there right now. Device is going to have the angle with an AWP. This is a disaster. James going to go down here, and now, once again, Avangar is trapped. They have nowhere to go. They must kill Device. Double flash. Close to the smoke. Right around the edge. He knows the AK is there. Oh! What a flick! Sees the tracers. Here's the action, and he's got another angle now with the bomb site, and Device is just raining down death. What a problem. Restricting where Avangar can play. And they're all gonna fall. Device again with the deagle. 4 kills. He does go down. And Kicker needs headshots. They're just not there. Device is a god in this round. And a god in these finals.
Well, it is his birthday, isn't it? And right now, he is truly playing a phenomenal game. The flank coming in over at long. You think it's enough that he can just get the kill and restrict that position, but he pushes up and gets another 3 kills. We'll make it a quad overall. 11-4 first half. We'll see what happens after the break in the second half, coming right up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half, second map coming up here. The Starladder Berlin Major Grand Final. Astralis and Avangar in a very, very tough fight right now, most especially for Avangar, who have, again, they've pulled out all the stuff. They tried almost everything. They've made a bunch of things work and a bunch of close rounds. And in the end of it, Astralis still come up with 11 rounds.
Well, I mean, you have to give it a shout out to Astralis. That's the style of play they like to bring in. All those saves that we saw on the CT side, yeah, it's obviously cool to see him go for the retakes. Dupree even saving in a 1 versus 2, but they never got reset. There was never a chance for Avangar to build 3 rounds together by, you know, taking out pistols. Astralis always had the weapons they needed. Buster is actually going to continue to challenge. He's the only player involved. Just sees to. Oh my god. Get the hell out. Oh!
That's a check, and that's another one.
That hurt me.
Yeah, you feel the pain, don't you? 5-3 now. There hasn't even been a fight happening yet. It's just people getting essentially evaporated across the map. Device holding close here with the P250. And Danish corner down there.
Questioning why the Avangar corner is so quiet. Or, yeah. I think we all know the answer. James gonna try and recover, try and thin this out. I mean, Astralis hasn't even used any of the utility, and they have a 5-on-3. James, he's got to be careful. He could get caught in no man's land.
I think Glaive was baiting him. To say, try and get a bit closer, maybe look for a kill, and yep, there it is again on catwalk as they rush closer. They wanted those Glocks right in his face, and now Sanji might face a huge problem here. He can't really back on now. Dupree jumping around the corner, and he will lose the fight. And James took down Magus, who was going to be the backup. Over at long, it's Sanji dropping Dupree, and oh sorry, that was over in catwalk, but now still a 3-on-3. Device. He's got the health, he's got the P250 for it as well, and that bomb now making its way up. Glaive will put it down, so a full 3-on-3. And Sanji sneaking in. He's been a very good player so far for Avangar. He needs to save this round. And some great shots. Device absolutely out of it. How does he control that?
That's gorgeous from Sanji on the flank. You could see the thought process. Zip with low HP was just trying to jump out to bait for him. Take the attention, take the first couple of shots, and Device with a P250 would be able to trade the kill, and it just doesn't work out. Sanji was already prepared and just had it pre-aimed. His aggression found him Device first, and Zipnik's just an easy cleanup afterwards. So pistol goes to Avangar.
7-5, I mean... Now again, we keep saying this, they need to build. I don't think they have it all, right?
That was a 3-on-5 they just returned from.
Well, if anything is going to get your team fired up, especially given how that round started, maybe that's it. Scout, 2 Kriegs, 2 Deagles. This is not a safe round at all for Avangar.
Yeah, we know Astralis.
Don't jump.
So good.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. So good in these situations. And Glaive and Lorby, I mean, Dren's lucky. He, like you just said, he's the one jumping for intel. Glaive has tagged him down to 58. Very easily could have been a headshot. And there's the rifles, and now Device has the wide angle. And again, what a dangerous run from Sanji. 3 players in mid for Avangar. They're going to have 2 defenders coming up on catwalk as Kicker, he clears out lower and upper dark. But Astralis still haven't hit towards long. And now the defense can try and reinforce itself, try and create something powerful at this A bomb site. As Sanji sinks back behind the default plant boxes.
Yeah, this is actually a brilliant position for Avangar. They've done an amazing job so far in the round. Just getting the information, setting up the right defense. They have a Molotov and a Dren that could really help out for an eventual bomb plant scenario, especially as the clock is running a little bit lower.
It's alright, these smokes, just the smoke that's used for the cross at the moment, that is designed to get this smoke away from Sanji. Everything going according to plan for Astralis at the moment. They've got the counter utility. Now a flashbang being used. They wanted the information and they've got way, way more. And now here comes the real hit.
And that might have been a big mistake there for Avangar. They had all of the defense, now they're a man short. More grenades raining in, only 15 seconds on the clock. Adren has already used the Molotov, and James in the corner though, gonna pick up one and nearly takes down Sip. That could have been the bomb down, but the Kree with the headshot instead. Adren's gonna get overrun and Astralis will win the round somehow.
I mean, it's just such a masterclass. Astralis putting on a clinic. You know, you bait out the utility, they do everything properly, and Avangar every single way just did exactly what Astralis wanted them. They wanted that smoke to come out from the player inside the bomb site. They wanted to remove the smoke so they could not only fight him easily, but he can't put out the Molotov that May just throws into that position. So no matter what happens, he's going to die. He goes for an information play with the flashbang. Again, what Astralis wanted. And now Device chimes in.
James wanted something, but not that. Magisk, a nice headshot being dished out by Kicker. 3 versus 4 here. It just looked like in that last round that if they'd done anything but go aggressive, they would have had the manpower to stop some of what was coming. Kicker wanted to do it again. I mean, he sort of almost had to try that. That's now down the middle. It's
so hard to blame them because they've played so many, not only this map, but the first map going back to it, where they just have been destroyed. And you have to feel like if you're Avangar, how can we get an advantage? And that's to know what's coming, to go take a peek like that and see, at least have the information so you can rotate away or rotate more people there.
Well,
it's just way too committed of an information play. That was a wide swing out.
It was a wide swing, and in a different scenario, I think, you know, if they're up close and about to make the crossover, and Sanji goes to that flashbang, that probably works really well. But they were all the way down in pit, so he's just in the middle of the lane, and they're all there. And how do you do this? 13-5, Kriegs, an AKN and M4, and they have no money to fight with. Avangar, I mean, again, Astralis are hitting such an absurd level in this game.
Here we go again, just pistols to defend, and yeah, they really are. And this is them taking advantage. This is even a game where we talked about in the first half. We noticed like 2 or 3 rounds where there were some mistakes out of Astralis' side, which you don't normally get.
Yeah.
And May just fragging away in upper dark. For Avangar, the comeback must begin in the next round. I imagine if they have a timeout left, you call it. You talk things over, you come up with something. That's a bit sketchy for Glaive. Turns around thanks to the footsteps in the lower dark. Another flashman coming in. Certainly, he's got the last as well. Triple kill for Glaive. Just 2 rounds away from their 3rd major title in a row.
4th overall, right?
And if you had any doubt that Astralis, this lineup, has been the best team of all time in Counter-Strike, they're certainly reminding you now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion back and forth over time, but with this kind of evidence, I don't know what we can really say. 22-7 for Device on his birthday in a grand finals, 2 rounds away from winning it. It's outrageous. Finally, some weapons here on the Avangar side. I don't think we keep guessing as much as we want, but until they show us, we're not going to know how they can make this work. So it seems like even opening kills, that's not always going to do it. Avangar with a similar setup as to the one Astralis were doing with sort of 2 backed up in that A corner, and instead, it looks like Buster alone with an M4 here is going to be put to the test. And again, that just seems absolutely cruel. Up on the box and Dupree. Probably going to be checking this corner right away. He's thinking about it, and there's the immediate peek in the shutdown, and you might as well save. That's a save over and long waiting for Adren. Going to win that fight too.
I mean, Astralis, they only hit that bomb site with 3 players. They were just so convinced they were going to find that. And what a dirty way to peek it. The guy close up, who's not even clearing the boost, peeks first. He's the first person to get shot at. And then the real peek comes in to clear those top boxes. And that defender, Buster, he's got nothing to do. There's no way he can win that fight. And Astralis, again, so much money, no more saving. Now it's time to take everything away from Avangar. Leave them destitute for the final round. Don't even let them fight to stay alive.
Yeah, they're coming for them. There is no mercy on this Astralis team right now. They know what these rifles mean to Avangar. It's all they have to fight with. And one of them is gone. It doesn't matter how much they lose here. Astralis just take the last bit away. Sanji hits a headshot. It's starting to look a bit better. And Device unable to find anybody else through that smoke. So finally, there will be a little bit of respite here. 15-5, ladies and gentlemen. It is tournament point for Astralis. Avangar need 10 in a row to try and get into overtime, and I don't know if there's anyone, not even the 2% that are left, that could actually believe in that.
No, probably not. It's got to start right now with Jame. Kickert's going to be close up to the door. They put Jame in the B-bomb site with an AWP so they can stack more defense over A. But Astralis, again, simplifying these tactics. Pop flash comes in. Kickert dodges it. Here's the turn. Oh, what a win from Glaive. Sanji's here to try and pick up the pieces, but even he's backing away from the fight. Into CG spawn. Jame is all alone, and he doesn't know where to look, doesn't know what to pay attention. A missed shot, and he's gone. And Astralis delivering the final uppercut to knock out Avangar.
You can't miss anything if you want to even have a chance here. Sanji rushing up through upper dump. Dupree is ready to take him down, and now there's no more retake from that side. It's Buster and Adren. 2 versus 4. An impossible retake by any standards. Device will take down Buster, leaving Adren in a 1 versus 4. And ladies and gentlemen, they've done it for the 4th time!